Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk to you about sonata form. We musicians are very proud of the sonata form. Isn't it so, Chelsea?
Yeah.
This is Chelsea. She's going to help me to flip the pages. So I chose a beautiful piece by Mozart, the first movement of his Symphony No. 40, to demonstrate to you what sonata form is. I have to give you a brief overview. Sonata form has three main sections: an exposition, a development, and a recapitulation. In exposition, you customarily have two themes of contrasting character. You can think of it as two characters in a novel. So if the first theme is heroic, the second one may be lyrical, they may be in different tempo, or if we are in tonal music, they will be in different keys. So in this case, the first theme is very melancholy, and the second theme is much happier, more carefree. So Mozart often starts a symphony with a slow introduction, but here he goes straight into the primary theme. So you will hear the primary theme, then you will hear a transition, a secondary theme, and then a little coda. Now, with the coda, a composer has a choice. He can choose to write a completely new music. But in this case, Mozart decided to use material from this theme. He is so enamored with this wonderful melody that he also uses it to cap off the exposition. So I'll play through, and then we will stop when we reach the second big portion, which is the development. So here's the exposition, here's the primary theme. With the secondary theme. Another transition. Ending the section with a question mark. At this point in my score, there is a repetition sign. The composer wanted us to go back and repeat the whole exposition so we get even more acquainted with the material of the music. In this case, I'm just going to go on to the next big section, the development. In development, the composer can do all the fancy stuff He can play with the material from the exposition, put it in new contexts. In this case, Mozart decided to stick with the primary theme and just let's see what he does, right? So here is the development. Right where we stopped is here, and the development. So that sounds familiar, right? Except we're in a wrong key. In the beginning we were in a key of G minor. Now we are half step lower in F sharp minor. And see how he changes the melody so he can take it to new places harmonically. Moving it. After he does this, he uses a wonderful Baroque trick from a previous era called polyphony. He starts putting the melody in different voices. So what you're going to hear first, the low string instruments, violas, cellos, basses, and actually plus bassoons will play the melody here, while the first and second violins will accompany them with this figures. And then the first and seconds will take over, and the low strings will accompany them. And so they will be trading off this melody back and forth. But you can still very much recognize the melody, but it just gets into all kinds of different contexts. Then things quiet down a little bit, and then he chops the melody off, so we only are left with this. And he creates a lot of drama with just that motive that opens the melody, and then things quiet down one more time, and we slip in imperceptibly into the recapitulation. So I'm gonna go back to the beginning of the middle section, the development, and just listen for all these things that he is able to do, Mozart is able to do with that wonderful melody from the beginning. Recapitulation. So see how he just chops off the motive here, right? And then he just calms things down. Recapitulation. sounds a little different, doesn't it? The first section was exactly as the beginning, but now he has to employ a harmonic trick. Whereas in the exposition, the harmony goes from a home key, which in this case was G minor, to a different key, which in our case was B flat major. In the recapitulation, in order for things to stay home, he has to lock in the secondary theme in that original key. So, in order to do that, he has to start tinkering with the melody again so that the harmony leads us somewhere else. That's why you can hear this sounds very similar, and then see he's already traveling. And he ends in a different place. As a consequence, this transitional section that follows will lead us to a little bit different place when the secondary theme comes. So let's just hear all of that. I'll just start. Theme. See what happened to it? Whereas the first time the secondary theme was in a happy key of B flat major, now the secondary theme got the same melancholy sheen as the primary theme. Again, he needed to manipulate the harmony so we stay in the key of G minor. That's where he started, and that's where he's going to end. So here is the secondary theme in the recapitulation. The transition from the secondary theme will lead us to a final section, which is a coda. And once again, Mozart was so enamored with the theme that he came up with that even the coda still uses the material from this theme, as you will hear. So for now, we're going back to the secondary theme in the recapitulation, then we will have a transition and a little coda.